I used to think I was living my best life. Every evening, I was out with my friends. We went to bars. We sat in cafes for hours. Sometimes we stayed out all night laughing, talking, and doing nothing important. At that time, I thought I was happy, but deep inside, I felt lost. My money was disappearing. My dreams were fading. My parents stopped asking questions, and I knew I was wasting everything. Not just time, but my chance to build something big. One day, I looked at my bank account. I had only $13. That night, I cried. Not because I was broke, but because I knew I was wasting my life. That's when I decided, this can't be my life anymore. I had to choose. Keep pretending everything was okay, or change everything. Step 1. Ask yourself, what are you really doing every evening? Every evening, when the sun goes down, what do you do? Do you use that time to build your dream, or do you sit with friends just passing time? Most people waste this time without thinking. They go out, talk about others, laugh at silly things, and feel they had fun. But fun doesn't pay your bills. Fun doesn't build your future. I had to stop and ask myself, am I growing or am I hiding from my fears? Step 2. Understand this truth. Not every friend wants you to win. Some friends love you, but many just love the time you give them. When you stop showing up, they stop calling. I learned it the hard way. When I started working on my business, most of my friends disappeared. I was not useful to them anymore. And I understood. They were never walking with me. They were just standing next to me while I stood still. You must know who is helping your growth and who is holding you back. Step 3. Give yourself 6 months. Just 6. Focused months. When I stopped going out every evening, it felt strange. My phone was quiet. My evenings were silent. But that silence gave me space to think, to plan, and to act. I started a small online business. I failed twice. I cried sometimes. But I didn't give up. Within 6 months, I was earning $5,000 to $8,000 every month. Just imagine what you can do if you stop wasting your nights and give that time to your future. Step 4. Fun can wait. Your dreams can't. You will always have time to party later. You can go to clubs later. You can dance and drink and celebrate when you win. But now is not that time. Now is your building time. I lost many good years doing nothing. Don't make that mistake. If you are serious about your future, start today. Work hard for 1 year. The rest of your life will thank you for it. Now listen. About me. I don't have a perfect life, but I have a better life than before. A few months ago, I was confused, tired, and always busy doing nothing. I thought being around people meant I was doing well. I was always with my friends. We joked, we chilled, and we kept wasting our nights. But deep inside, I was not okay. I was not moving forward. My goals were silent. My wallet was empty, and my mind was full of stress. Today, I want to tell you something important. I changed my life, and you can too. But no one told me how. I had to learn it the hard way. That's why I am here, to save you from losing more time. In the next 4 chapters, I will share everything with you, my pain, my mistakes, and how I came out of that dark place. You will see how I turned my lazy evenings into power hours. You will see how I built a simple business that now gives me a strong income. But most of all, you will learn how to take control of your time, your money, and your mind. This is not for people who want quick tips. This is for people who are serious about change. So if you feel tired of your old life, stay with me. I'll show you the way. Step by step. Chapter 1. The evenings I lost. I remember those evenings clearly. Every day, I waited for 6 p.m. like it was something special. But it was always the same. I would get ready, check my phone, and walk out. I never asked myself why I was doing it. I just went because all my friends were going too. We met at the same cafe or outside someone's house. We had no plans. We had no goals. We just wanted to sit, laugh, and talk. At first, it felt fun. We joked about silly things. We spoke badly about people we didn't even know well. We acted like we were happy and free. Some days we went to the bar. Some days we stayed in the car listening to music for hours. Other times we went to someone's house and did nothing. It became a habit. We didn't even need a reason. We just didn't want to stay home. We felt cool doing nothing. But slowly, something changed inside me. I noticed my days were going fast. My bank balance was falling. My dreams were becoming smaller. I was tired, but not from hard work. I was tired from doing the same useless things every evening. Every time I opened Instagram and saw people building something, I felt small. I felt like I was standing still while everyone else was running ahead. But even then, I didn't stop. My friends laughed when I spoke about starting something. "Let's not talk about boring things," they said. "Enjoy life," they told me. And I believed them. I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should just chill more. Maybe I was overthinking. So I stayed. I stayed longer than I should have. I gave away my time for free. I gave away my peace, my ideas, and my energy to people who didn't even know where they were going. There were nights I came home and sat in silence. My parents had gone to sleep. My phone had no important messages. I looked at the ceiling and felt heavy. I was 25. I had no money, no direction, and no courage to change. Still, the next day, I repeated it all again. Deep down, I wanted to grow. But I didn't know where to start, and it felt safer to stay the same. Then one night changed everything. I was sitting with my friends. One of them said something that hit me hard. He said, "We've been doing this for years, and we're still in the same place." Everyone laughed, but I couldn't laugh. I looked around. We were in the same parking spot, in the same car, saying the same things. It felt like time had stopped. I smiled, but inside, I felt cold. That night, I went home and cried quietly. It was not a loud cry, just a tear that told me something had to end. From that day, I started saying no. I didn't tell my friends some big speech. I didn't fight with anyone. I just stopped showing up. I stayed home. I opened my laptop. I began to search for ways to learn. I didn't even have a plan. But I had pain, and sometimes pain is the best place to begin. Those evenings I lost will never come back. I can't change the past, but I can tell you this. I needed to lose those evenings to understand their value. Time is not free. Every hour you give to the wrong people is an hour taken from your future. I learned that too late, but not too late to still change everything. Chapter 2. How I Began. Again. After that quiet night, I knew something had changed. I didn't feel excited to meet anyone. I didn't want to go back to those same roads, those same people, and those same meaningless talks. I didn't know exactly what to do, but I was sure I couldn't continue like before. I needed a new start, not just in work, but in the way I was living. The next day, I woke up early for the first time in months. I sat near the window, holding a cup of tea, just thinking. I had no job. I had no savings. But I had something more important, a clear mind. I told myself, no more wasting time. My evenings were mine now, not for others, not for fun, but for something better. I opened my laptop and searched how to make money online. I saw hundreds of videos, blogs, and websites. At first, I felt lost again. So many choices, so many fake promises. But I kept looking. I watched videos for hours. I saw people who started with nothing and built something real. I saw teenagers, moms, students, all making income from home. If they could do it, why not me? I picked one simple idea: reselling digital products. I didn't need to create anything. I just had to learn how to find, market, and sell. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't ask for advice. I just started. Slowly, quietly, step by step. In the beginning, I made mistakes. I got confused. Some days, nothing worked. But I didn't stop, because now my evenings had meaning. I made a daily routine. In the morning, I read about people who built small businesses. In the afternoon, I learned basic tools and watched tutorials. And every evening, I worked. I didn't care if I made money on day one. I just wanted to feel progress. I wanted to sleep at night knowing I built something, even if it was small. 2 weeks passed, then a month. My friends messaged me. Some asked where I was. Some stopped texting. I missed the laughs sometimes, but I didn't miss the emptiness. I stayed focused. I started designing simple ads. I posted my work on online platforms. I joined free groups. I offered value. Slowly, people noticed. My first sale was just $15, but that $15 felt like $1,000 because it came from my effort, my time, my skill. I remember staring at that payment screen for minutes. I felt proud, not because of the money, but because I did it without wasting one evening outside. From that day, something inside me grew stronger. My confidence, my focus, my belief in myself. I realized I didn't need to chase people. I just needed to chase growth. My energy shifted. My thoughts changed. And so did my results. Now, my room was my office. My evenings were full of purpose. I still had no big house or expensive things, but I had peace, and that was worth more than anything. You don't need a lot to begin. You just need to stop giving your time to the wrong things. When you sit alone with your thoughts, it feels hard, but it also gives you the power to decide. That's what I did. I didn't wait for perfect timing. I just started where I was. Some nights were lonely, but I reminded myself, this is the price for building a new life. And slowly, that new life started taking shape. Chapter 3. The Changes I Made. As weeks turned into months, I began to feel different. My thoughts were clearer, my actions were stronger, my evenings were no longer empty. I didn't just stop wasting time. I started using it with care. Every hour became important to me. I was no longer the same person who followed others. Now, I was walking on my own path. The first big change I made was in how I looked at life. Earlier, I wanted comfort. Now, I wanted growth. Before, I searched for fun. Now, I searched for purpose. I stopped looking at others. I focused only on my work. I didn't care if someone made more money than me. I didn't care if someone had more followers. I only cared about progress. One small win each day. I also changed my habits. I began waking up early. I stopped using my phone after 9 p.m. I didn't watch random videos or scroll without reason. I made a small journal. Every night, I wrote down what I learned. Even if it was something small, I wrote it. That habit helped me see my growth. When I saw the pages fill up, I felt proud. I was moving forward. Food, sleep, and rest also became part of my plan. Earlier, I ate anything, anytime. Now, I cooked simple meals and kept a routine. I didn't become perfect, but I became aware. I took care of myself, and that gave me more energy to work harder. I also became careful about people. I didn't cut everyone out, but I stopped giving my time to people who didn't value it. If someone only wanted to talk about others, I didn't join. If someone only called when they were bored, I didn't reply. I respected my time, and slowly, people did too. My family noticed the difference. My mom said, "You seem calmer these days." I smiled. It felt good to be noticed, not for clothes or jokes, but for discipline and change. I didn't tell them everything, but they could feel it. The biggest change, though, was inside. I started trusting myself. I no longer needed motivation videos every morning. I didn't wait for the right moment. I just did what I had to do. I took risks. I failed sometimes, but I never blamed anyone. I became my own support. Money started to come slowly. First $100, then $300, then $700. I didn't spend much. I saved. I reinvested in my work. I bought better tools. I upgraded my skills. I kept learning. Every dollar felt earned, and that made it special. One evening, while drinking tea alone, I looked outside and smiled. That same time, months ago, I was sitting with people who didn't even ask how I was doing. Now, I had peace. I had purpose. I had something of my own. I had started small, but I was no longer small inside. You see, real change doesn't come fast. It comes slowly, like water filling a glass. One drop at a time. But if you stay strong and keep going, that glass becomes full. That's what was happening in my life, and it can happen in yours too. Chapter 4. The Life I Live Now. Today, when I sit alone, I don't feel lonely anymore. I feel proud. I feel calm. My evenings are quiet, but they are full of meaning. I don't rush to meet people. I don't fear missing out. I don't chase fun that leaves me empty. I choose peace now. I choose purpose. It's been 6 months since I changed everything. And now, I see results. Not just in money, but in the way I feel. Every day, I wake up with a reason. I don't wait for the weekend. I don't feel tired all the time. I don't pretend to be busy. I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. My business is simple, but strong. I started from my small room. No office, no team, just me, my laptop, and my ideas. I focused on learning one thing at a time. I gave value. I kept my work honest. Slowly, people began to trust me, and that trust became my income. Now, I earn between $5,000 and $8,000 every month. It still feels unreal sometimes. Not because of the money, but because of the way it came. Not through luck, not through shortcuts, but through quiet, hard work. Through long nights, real focus, and saying no to things that were wasting my time. But the biggest success is not the money. It is the freedom. I control my hours. I choose who I talk to. I know where my energy is going. And I don't need to explain my journey to anyone. My life speaks for itself. Some old friends still message me. They ask what I'm doing. Some say I've changed. They are right. I have. I'm not the same person who spent nights talking about others. I'm not the one who laughed to hide his fear. I'm someone who faced himself and rebuilt everything from the inside. I still have struggles. I still have days where nothing goes right. But I don't go back to my old habits. I don't run from pain. I sit with it. I learn from it. Then I move forward. That is how I grow. If you're listening to this and feel like your time is being wasted, please stop and think. Your future is not waiting in a bar. It's not hiding behind a friend group. It's inside you. But it only comes out when you sit alone and face the truth. I did that. You can too. I'm not special. I just got tired of staying stuck. I chose to act. And now I'm building a life I once only dreamed of. If I could go back, I would only do one thing earlier. I would leave that old life sooner. So this is the end of my story. But maybe it's the beginning of yours. Maybe today is the day you decide to stop wasting time. Maybe now is the moment you start choosing yourself. Because when you do, everything begins to change. The Ebbed.